Hi guys, it's Mrs. Moss here, and we're going to begin reading Antigone by Sophocles. But before we do, it's important that we look through the Greek theater and understand what it's about before we read. So let's learn a little bit about this. The Greek theater was used to celebrate Dionysus, the god of wine, and the writers of the plays would showcase them as a competition of talent. Now, in the actual theater, the stage was low and the seats were ascending from the ground level, like in this picture. Think like stadium theaters. There were no curtains, so as the scenes changed, they would sing songs and move the stage components around as needed. There were a limited number of actors in the play. In fact, there was only one actor in a play to begin with, eventually two, and then finally Sophocles introduced plays with three actors. There was no violence or irreverence ever depicted on stage. Both subjects were important to the plays, so they were referenced in dialogue. Now, the format of the play would have the same pattern. It opens with a prologue, which establishes what the conflict is of the play itself. The chorus then comes in and sings a song. Similar to a format as you see on the bottom of the screen, all of the players on stage begin to sing. The leader of the chorus would engage his group in a discussion about the events, and then they carry out with the first scene. After that, a song will then indicate the end of that scene and the beginning of another. So it was chorus and songs incorporated with the plot of the play. The part one of the play would have the two tragic characters, and they make decisions and they take stands with profound consequences. It's always one character makes a stand and the other goes against them. In part two, the Greeks believed on their balance between fate and choice, and that becomes the focus in the second part of the play, the fate that is established once the conflict is set up in part one. Now, the Greek tragedy is one drama that we see. There's comedy, there's tragedy, and drama. The tragedy is when a person of importance, king, a princess, or whoever is in the play, moves from happiness to disaster, often death. And that's usually done through a character flaw within themselves or an error in judgment through fate. Greek tragedies center on the suffering of a major character and usually ends in disaster. In addition, the Greeks believed that the good of the will of the gods determines the city's welfare. And so, reverence, fulfillment of religious duty, and patriotism were often synonymous, and we could be seen throughout the play. And this is an important part. The character traits become the character. So the characters represent the type of person that they are. For example, one character might be the most daring character in the play, and that is their character trait, and that is what they represent. Whereas another character might indicate the motherly characteristic nature of a character. And so that's what that character represents. So we're going to look for that as we read Antigone. Now, I want you to take a look at the link that you have provided in this video. It's also on your Edmodo video, and you're going to answer a few short questions through Edmodo. It's a little more detail about Greek theater, and it gets into some interesting components of the plays as far as their masks and costumes go as well. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope now you're looking forward to reading Antigone.